So you started rapping last year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And to see you come this far in a year is like, it's crazy. Everything's been happening really fast.
Yeah, but I've been like manifesting everything that's happening now.
Okay.
So like I've been expecting it. Like it is happening pretty fast, but I've been expecting it. So for me, it's like finally.
This is the story of Bronx Drill's newest rapper, Ice Spice. Now that's a name you have probably heard all over the place and have wondered how suddenly she's everywhere. Truth be told, it's been a while since we had such amazing talent surface from the Bronx, and the 22-year-old female rapper Ice Spice has come out to fill that void, with her ability to get your attention even without speaking. But even more, this rapper has found the perfect way around EDM tunes and, with that, has softened the intimidating drill music production to suit her style. All this with the perfect vocals to keep listeners hooked, and an attitude that could only have been built by growing up in one of the most famous cities in the world. But the question many people still want answered is, how did she get to this point? Well, in today's video, we'll be covering all of that and even more. So I would advise you to grab yourself a bite and sit, as we dive straight in. Ice is a half-Dominican, half-black woman born and raised in the Bronx, New York, in the year 2000, as a result of her parents meeting at the cross-section of Fordham Road and Davidson Avenue, outside of a local McDonald's. What are the odds that she would be here today if those two weren't at that exact spot 22 years ago? I guess to make up for not staying together to raise Ice, the two lived not far from one another, but in fact, lived in apartment buildings on the same block. Hence, throughout Ice's childhood, she was left to shuffle between living with her father and grandmother in one, and her mother and abuela in another. Now, considering the environment she grew up in, Ice was forced to learn 4 very important rules, which include mind your business, stay on your toes and be aware of your surroundings, don't be too flashy unless you want to get robbed or you're ready to fight, and lastly, you've got to be tough, especially if you're by yourself. All of these explained why Ice's life literally revolved in the space of her parents' buildings. And due to the high crime rates in the area, it only made sense that she became a homebody, burying herself in as much television and YouTube as she could, while fostering the dream of becoming famous. However that was going to happen, she never knew. But she took a head start in writing poems and rap lyrics from elementary school right there in the Bronx. As she grew older and was ready for high school, her parents decided that it would be a lot better to have her sent to a Catholic school in Yonkers, considering the environment was far better than in the Bronx. But was it? Well, the good thing is they were able to get her away from getting pregnant because, according to Ice, that was most likely going to be the case. It was at this time in high school that Ice created a fake Instagram account with the name Ice Spice. And since then, it has become her alter ego. Now, at this point in her life, Ice was sure that she wanted to be an actress, but soon, that passion went towards volleyball, to the point where she went off to play volleyball on her college team. After a year of playing, Ice had a rethink and made plans to go into beauty school, which unfortunately never happened. According to Ice, if she wasn't making music, then she probably would have been doing something in the beauty industry. And the only reason why she didn't get into beauty school was that before she could get the chance, something else came around. This new thing for her was achieving her initial goal of becoming famous through hip-hop. You know, that one from elementary school. Thanks to her father being somewhat of an underground rapper, Ice's musical ability came pretty easily. And regardless of the fact that her father's position has led many to accuse her of being a plant, Ice's inspiration to pursue her dreams was from artists like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, and Lil Durk. So if you're part of this majority that thinks she's an industry plant, I really do hope this has changed your mind. Back to her college life. Ice surprisingly met with Riot, who turned out to be a Bronx producer and eventually played a massive role in her hip-hop emergence. How did this happen? Well, Ice's decision to take her music seriously only happened after her meeting with Riot. In the weeks that followed after their newly found friendship, Riot sent Ice tons of beats. However, none of them really hit the spot, but that was till she heard a particular one that she just couldn't resist. For months straight, that was her jam. And following her Erica Banks Bust It Challenge video on TikTok, which got over 1 million views, Ice knew this was the perfect time to capitalize on her 15 minutes of fame moment. And in the space of just 1 week, Ice and Riot hit the studio to record some vocals for the beat she'd fallen in love with, and later that month, the duo dropped their very first track, Bully. Ever since, Ice Spice and Riot have released 4 more tracks, which of course picked up some buzz. And with all that buzz, Ice believes that her rise to success wasn't unexpected. And based on what she explained on Audio Mac, she was actually disappointed that it didn't happen faster. But things are moving at a good pace, so that's good enough. It's just clear that Ice believes in herself so much, and even at this early stage in her career, she still has a number of accomplishments that she hopes to achieve. One of which is to record Latin music in the near future, while finding her way into the pop territory to create songs full of fun vibes. But at the top of that list right now is to win a Grammy. However, while she hasn't been able to achieve any of those things yet, the recognition she's been able to get also serve as an accomplishment. After her freestyle clip from On the Radar blew up throughout New York, the rap superstar Drake also picked up on the buzz and sent her a congratulatory DM for her success. Soon, things got straight out of the DMs as Ice linked up with Drake at a show in Toronto. For someone who's still at the beginning of her career, we can agree that this is huge. And if you thought hanging out with Drake was going to be her last superstar link-up, then you got it all wrong. Because Ice's most recent TikTok with Lil TJ, after he had just been discharged from the hospital, says otherwise. But outside the link-ups, her eyes are still on the prize, and she's still counting her achievements as she's yet again teamed up with Riot to release the music video for her latest single, Munch. As for Spice's future, it's fairly likely that she may be the newest member on the OVO roster. But until that happens, all we can do is keep watching to see how this goes.